I went on a cruise with my kids and their spouses. At the second port, they said, "Dad, go on down and check out the market." When I got back, the ship was gone. My luggage, also gone. They left me in a foreign country. No passport, no money, no name. But what they didn't know is that an old sea dog always finds his way back. And when I came back, I brought the storm with me. They saw me on the news. If this story moves you, subscribe. Every day there's a new story that could be yours. Tell us where you're watching from. I'm sitting on a green plastic chair in a police station in Cartagena, Colombia. I smell like old sweat, like sea salt stuck to my skin, like dry fear. I'm wearing the same white linen shirt I wore 2 days ago, back when I still believed my children loved me. Now it's wrinkled, stained with dirt at the elbows, with a coffee stain on the chest. I don't even remember spilling. Across from me, a young police officer is typing on an old typewriter. It sounds like bones breaking. Clack, clack, clack. There's a ceiling fan, but it doesn't make a full rotation. It gets stuck every 3 turns, making a metallic grinding noise that's driving me insane. A fly is walking on the yellow wall, slow, like it has all the time in the world. I'm counting the cracks in the cement, just so I don't fall apart right here, in front of this girl who keeps looking at me with pity. My name is Julian Morgan Reed. I am 78 years old. I was born in Houston, Texas, March 5th, 1947. I owned the biggest shipyard in Houston for 45 years. I built ships that sailed all over the Caribbean, ships that carried cargo, tourists, dreams of people who trusted my work. I employed over 200 men. I paid fair wages. I helped entire families eat, educate their kids, have dignity. And now I don't even have a damn piece of paper that says who I am. The officer looks at me like I'm a homeless man, someone who made up a story to get a meal. They don't believe me, and the worst part is, I'm starting to wonder myself if any of this is real, or if I'm losing my mind. 2 days ago, on the cruise, my grandson Mason hugged me tight on the ship's deck. He's 12 years old. He's still a kid, but his eyes aren't. He whispered in my ear, so low I could barely hear him, "Grandpa, I don't want you to go to the port tomorrow." I laughed. I ruffled his brown hair. "It's always messy." "Why not, kiddo? It'll be fun. We'll buy some nice things to take home." He looked down, staring at the white sneakers I bought him for his birthday. "Just don't go," he said that, and then ran off. I thought he was just playing, that kids say weird things. Now, sitting in this chair, with the plastic digging into my skin, I understand. He knew, my own grandson knew they were going to leave me, and he couldn't do anything, or maybe he was scared. What can a 12-year-old boy do against his own parents? The typewriter keeps clacking away. Clack, clack, clack. The fly is on the rim of my cold coffee cup now. There's a greasy film floating on the brown liquid. I haven't touched it. I can't swallow. My throat's been closed for a day. I close my eyes, and I see Sarah's face at breakfast. 2 mornings ago, when we were still on the ship, she was smiling. "Too much? Dad, it's terribly hot today, isn't it? You should come down to the port with me. It'll be good for you to stretch your legs." Grace Miller, Marcus's wife, jumped in, too quickly. "Yes, father-in-law. You should go. We'll watch your things here in the cabin. Don't worry about a thing." She has that way of talking, polite, proper, but cold as ice. I always knew Grace didn't like me, but I never thought she hated me this much. Grace insisted I leave my backpack, the black canvas bag where I kept everything, my passport, my wallet with $1,200 in cash, my cell phone, and the documents from Josephine's will that Marcus had asked me to keep safe. "It's safer here, father-in-law. Why carry all that in the heat? You'll be walking in the sun. Better to travel light." And I, like an idiot, I agreed. I left the backpack on the bed in his cabin. I only took my Panama hat and $50 in my pants pocket. $50 that I spent on souvenirs Sarah picked out. Souvenirs that are now lost in some market in Cartagena. Now I get it. She knew exactly what she was doing. It wasn't improvised. It was precise, calculated, planned like you plan a murder, because this was a murder. Even if I'm still breathing, the station door creaks open. A woman walks in, older, maybe in her late 60s, short gray hair, big sunglasses that she takes off as she enters, the black canvas bag where I kept everything, my passport, my wallet with $1,200 in cash, my cell phone, and the documents from Josephine's will that Marcus had asked me to keep safe. It's safer here, father-in-law. Why carry all that in the heat? You'll be walking in the sun. Better to travel light. And I, like an idiot. I agreed. I left the backpack on the bed in his cabin. I only took my Panama hat and $50 in my pants pocket, which had been beating like a broken drum for 2 days. Suddenly leaps. Someone saw me. Someone knows I'm not crazy. Someone knows this really happened. Elena looks at me, and in her eyes, I see something I haven't seen in days. True compassion. Not pity. Compassion. There's a difference. Pity makes you feel small. Compassion makes you feel human again. Sir, I was shopping in the same market. I saw when your daughter went to the bathroom and didn't come back. I saw when you started looking for her, asking everyone. I saw when you ran towards the port. She takes out her cell phone, Paran, an iPhone with a pink case, and shows something to the officer. I can't see the screen from here, but I see the officer's face change. Her eyebrows knit together, her mouth tightens. This is serious, the officer says. Elena nods. Very serious. This man was intentionally abandoned by his own family, and someone has to do something about it. The officer looks at me differently now, not with pity for a vagrant, but with respect for a victim. Mr. Reed, we are going to file a full report. We will contact the American Embassy. This is not going to be ignored. I nod, but I still can't speak. I have a lump in my throat the size of a fist. Elena sits in the plastic chair next to me. She smells like vanilla perfume. It's the first pleasant smell I've registered in 2 days. You are not alone, she tells me softly. I'm going to stay right here until this is resolved. I want to thank her, but if I open my mouth, I know I'll cry. And I've already cried too much. 78 years old, and I've cried more in these 2 days than in my entire life. So I just nod and watch the fly, which is now on the edge of the window. The officer asks, Mr. Reed, do you have any way to contact your family? And that's when reality hits me again, like a cold wave. I don't have their numbers memorized. I always called from my cell phone, and my cell phone is on the ship. Elena steps in. Officer, can we search for the cruise line's name online? Maybe there's a way to contact the company. The officer nods and starts searching on an old computer. It takes forever to load each page. I look at the clock on the wall. It's 3 in the afternoon. It's been 48 hours since I got off that ship. 48 hours that I know nothing about my children. 48 hours that they know perfectly well where I am. And they've done nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Elena takes out her phone again. Mr. Julian, would you allow me to post your story on my social media? I have about 8,000 followers. It's not much, but maybe someone can help. I look at her, not really understanding what social media is. Josephine and I were never into that. We had Facebook, but we never used it. Do whatever you think is necessary, I tell her. My voice sounds hoarse, like it isn't mine. Elena starts typing on her phone. Her fingers fly across the screen. I'm going to post the photos, and I'm going to tell them what I saw. People need to know what they did to you. I nod. Part of me is ashamed that the whole world will know my own children threw me away like trash. But another part of me, the part that still has dignity, wants everyone to know, wants justice, wants them to pay. The officer looks up from the computer. I found the cruise. It's called the Star of the Caribbean. It left Cartagena 48 hours ago. It's stopping in Panama, And then it returns to Houston in 5 days. 5 days. 5 more days of this nightmare. 5 days where they'll be eating, drinking, dancing on that damn ship. While I'm here, in this plastic chair, with nothing, the officer continues. I am sending an official communique to the ship's captain. They are obligated to respond. Elena touches my arm gently. It's going to be okay. I promise you. And right then, at that moment, I understood that. Maybe, just maybe, I wasn't as alone as I thought. Maybe the sea had taken my children, but it had given me an angel with gray hair and a pink phone case. I close my eyes in this police station, and I see myself at 31, standing in front of that empty lot at the Houston port. It was 1978, the year Josephine and I got married. She wore a simple white dress. No veil, none of that. We got married at the courthouse, because we didn't have money for a big wedding. Her father, Mr. Emil Reed, owned a hardware store downtown. A serious man, big hands, few words. The day I asked for his blessing to marry his daughter, he just stared at me for what felt like an eternity. Then he said, "Julian, I don't have money to give my daughter, but I have this." He pulled out an envelope with $50,000. "They say you have a talent for building. Build something worthwhile. That will be your dowry." I promised my father-in-law right there, in his living room that smelled like fresh coffee. "Mr. Reed, this shipyard will be the pride of Houston." And it was. My God, it was. For 45 years, I hired 5 men at first. They were all like me, young, hungry to work, to get ahead. We started by repairing small fishing boats. Then came the bigger ships. After 3 years, we had 30 employees. After 10, 100. Josephine kept the books in a hardcover ledger. She'd sit in the tiny office we had, with a fan that barely turned, adding up numbers with a pencil, sharpening it every 30 minutes. "Honey, we're doing good," she'd always tell me. And I believed her, because Josephine never lied. Ever. Marcus was born in 1973, 5 years before I opened the shipyard. He was competitive from day one, always needing to be the best at everything. He got straight A's in school, but not because he loved learning. He just couldn't stand another kid being better than him. He played soccer, and he'd get furious if they lost. He'd blame his teammates. Never himself, Josephine would tell me. "Honey, you need to talk to him. He has to learn to lose with dignity." I'd talk to him, but Marcus would just nod and keep doing the same thing. When he turned 22, he graduated with a civil engineering degree. I was proud. I thought he'd work with me at the shipyard. But he said, "Dad, I don't want to fix old boats. I want to build modern buildings." He went to work for a construction firm in New York City. He came back. Less and less. Sarah was born 3 years after Marcus, my princess. That's what I always called her. My princess. She was the only girl. And yes, we spoiled her. Josephine would scold me. "Julian, you're spoiling her rotten." And she was right. I was. But she was so sweet when she was little. She'd hug me and say, "Daddy, when I grow up, I'm going to marry you." I'd laugh. "You can't do that, sweetheart. But you'll find someone who loves you as much as I do." Sarah grew up beautiful, smart, polite. She married an accountant at 24. A good man, or so I thought. They had 2 daughters, but they divorced after 8 years. Sarah came back home with her girls. Josephine and I took care of them for 2 years, until she met her second husband. She never paid me back the $40,000 I lent her for the divorce. But it didn't matter. She was my daughter, my princess. Ryan, the youngest, was born when I was 34. He was a difficult baby, cried a lot, slept little. Josephine was up with him every night. I worked late at the shipyard, and I'd get home when they were already asleep. Ryan grew up quiet, shy, always hiding behind his siblings. He got bullied in school. Fatty, they called him. Ryan wasn't fat. He was stocky, strong. But kids are cruel. He started eating more, as a defense. And yeah, he gained weight. At 16, he started drinking. We'd find bottles hidden in his room. Josephine would cry. What did we do wrong? I didn't know how to answer. Ryan never finished college. He worked at the shipyard with me for 5 years, but he was always late, always smelled like alcohol. I had to fire him. It was the hardest day of my life, firing my own son. He didn't speak to me for a year. In 1995, something happened. I never forgot. An explosion at the shipyard. A fuel tank wasn't sealed properly. 3 men were injured. One of them, Hector Ramirez, was near death. He was from Colombia. He'd come to the U.S. looking for work. He left his family in Cartagena, promising to send them money every month. Hector was 28, with a 5-year-old son. The explosion burned 40% of his body. The doctors said he wouldn't make it. I paid for everything. The private hospital, the surgeries, the skin grafts, the rehab. It cost me over $200,000. The shipyard's insurance didn't cover all of it. It didn't matter. Hector was my responsibility. Josephine sold her gold earrings, the only ones she had, to help pay. When Hector got out of the hospital, 5 months later, he hugged me, crying, Hector told me, his voice still rough from the smoke. Mr. Julian, you saved my life. My family will be eternally grateful. If you ever need anything, anything at all, my family will be there. I swear it on my life. I patted him on the shoulder. You don't have to swear anything, Hector. Just get well and keep working. And he did. Hector Ramirez worked at my shipyard for 20 more years, until he retired and went back to Colombia. We'd email sometimes. He'd send me pictures of his son, Michael, as he grew up. Then the emails became less frequent. Life goes on. Promises are forgotten. Or so I thought. I never imagined that promise, made by a burned man in a hospital bed, would be what saved me 30 years later. But I learned that later. Much later. In 2020, I had a stroke. Well, that's what the doctor called it. A mild stroke, he said. I was in the shipyard office, looking over some blueprints, when suddenly I couldn't move my left arm. My mouth drooped. One of my workers saw me and called an ambulance. I spent 3 days in the hospital. Josephine never left my side. The doctors said I was lucky. It could have been worse. But they warned me, Mr. Julian, you have to cut back on the stress. You need to rest. You're 73 years old. Marcus came down from New York. He sat at the foot of my bed. Dad, it's time. Let go of the shipyard. You've done enough. Rest. I didn't want to. The shipyard was my life. But Josephine took my hand and said softly, Honey, I want you to rest, too. I want us to be together, without all this worry. And I gave in. For her, I gave in. I sold the shipyard in 2020. I got a good price, $3 million. It was a lot of money. Josephine and I were going to travel, see the places we'd always dreamed of. But Josephine got sick. 6 months later, pancreatic cancer. The doctors said it was aggressive. 3 months they gave her. She lived for 8. She fought every single day. I was with her until the last second. She died in our bed, in the house where we lived for 42 years, holding my hand. Her last words were, Honey, take care of the will. Promise me you'll only open it when it's time. I didn't understand why she said that. But I promised her. I promise, my love. Rest. She closed her eyes. It was January 5th, 2021, just after New Year's. Josephine always said that was her favorite time of year, when everything felt new. She died on her favorite day. After the funeral, my kids started with the questions. Dad, when are we opening the will? Dad, we need to know what Mom left. Dad, we have to get the legal stuff sorted out, I told them. When it's time, your mother left clear instructions. The will is to be opened 4 years after her death, in my presence and the lawyer's. Respect her wishes. Marcus would get angry. That doesn't make any sense. Why 4 years? I didn't know. Josephine never explained, but it was her wish, and I was going to respect it. The months passed, and the calls continued. Always the same questions, always the same pressure. Sarah would cry on the phone. Dad, I need to know if Mom left me anything. I have debts. The girls need things. Ryan barely called, but when he did, he was drunk. That money is ours too. Old man, it's not just yours. Old man. He called me old man, like I was a burden. 6 months ago, I overheard a conversation by accident. It was at Marcus's house. He'd invited me over for dinner. I went to the bathroom, and on my way back, I heard them in the kitchen. Marcus and Grace. Marcus. We owe $3 million, Grace said. Her voice was cold, calculating. If we don't pay in 6 months, we lose everything. The house, the cars, everything, Marcus replied. The will opens in 2 months. There will be money then. Grace said something that froze my blood. And what if something happens to the old man before then? Then we control everything. Silence. Then Marcus. Grace. Don't say things like that. But it didn't sound like a reprimand. It sounded like a doubt. I just stood there in the hallway, my heart pounding. I thought they were just words of frustration, words spoken in a moment of desperation. I didn't think they'd actually do it. But they did. My God, and they did. The day of the cruise, the sun was splitting the rocks in Houston. I got to the port with my old brown leather suitcase, the same one Josephine and I used when we went to Key West for our 20th anniversary. It feels like it's full of bricks. I packed clothes for 7 days, my blood pressure medication, the book I'm never going to finish, and the photo of Josephine I always carry in my wallet. I walk up the metal ramp. It clangs hollowly under my shoes. A young family is in front of me. The kids are screaming with excitement. Behind me is Marcus, with his modern, black, shiny rolling suitcase. He doesn't offer to help me. He doesn't even look back to see if I need anything. Grace walks beside him, wearing sunglasses that cost more than my monthly pension. She smiles when she sees me sweating. How exciting, father-in-law. Your first cruise, her voice is rehearsed, like a bad actress in a cheap soap opera. We check in at the reception. A girl in a navy blue uniform hands me a key card. Cabin 412, Mr. Reed. Deck 4, Marcus and Grace get their cards. Family Suite 320, Deck 3, Family Suite. I get a cabin. I get to my room, and it's so small I can barely stretch my arms. A single bed pushed against the wall. A bathroom the size of a closet. A round porthole window looking out at the sea. That's it. I sit on the bed. The springs creak. Marcus shows up at the door. Everything okay, Dad? I tell him yes. It's better this way, Dad. Quieter for you. We make a lot of noise with Mason. I nod. It makes sense. Or, I tell myself it makes sense. But something in my chest feels heavy. Josephine would have told me, Honey, this isn't right. A family travels together. But Josephine isn't here to tell me anything. The first night, there's a formal dinner in the main dining hall. It's huge, with crystal chandeliers and waiters in white gloves. I've never been in a place like this. I put on my good white shirt, the one I wear to weddings, and my navy blue blazer. It's 20 years old, but it still looks decent. I get to the table, and they're all already seated. Marcus, Grace, Sarah with her new husband, Ryan with Lucia, his wife, and Mason, my grandson, who looks at me with big, sad eyes. The ship's captain comes over to our table. His name is Humberto Salazar. He's in his 50s, gray hair, perfectly combed, immaculate white uniform. He raises his glass. A toast to families who sail together. Everyone raises their glass. I raise mine. I look at Marcus. He avoids my gaze. He's staring at his glass. Ryan is already on his third beer. His eyes are glassy. Sarah won't stop looking at her phone, typing something. She smiles at the screen. Not at me. Mason gets up from his chair and sits in the one next to me. Grace had put him at the other end of the table, far away from me. Grandpa, tell me about when you built the Navy ship. My grandson has Josephine's eyes. The same light brown color, almost honey. I start to tell him about that time in 1985, when the government hired us to repair a Navy vessel. I'm just getting started, when Grace cuts in, her voice sharp as a knife. Mason, let your grandfather rest. Come over here. Mason hangs his head. But Mom, I want to listen. Now, Mason. The boy gets up slowly. He squeezes my hand under the table. When he gets back to his chair, I see his eyes are full of tears. Something is wrong here, very wrong, but I still don't know what it is. I'm an old fool who can't see what's right in front of him. At a table across the dining room, there's a woman, alone. She must be in her late 60s. Short gray hair, an elegant green dress. She's eating slowly, looking around, like she's studying people. Her eyes stop on our table. She watches us, carefully. Then I see her write something down in a small notebook she has next to her plate. It's strange. Why would she be watching us? I don't think much of it. After dinner, when I'm leaving the dining room, she's leaving at the same time. We walk down the same hallway. She gives me a polite smile. Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. Her voice is Colombian, soft. I see she's wearing a wedding ring on her left hand, but she's walking alone. A widow, I think. Like me. She goes her way. I go mine. I don't know it then, but that woman, Elena Vasquez, is the one who will save my life in a few days. Life is strange like that. It puts angels in your path, and you don't even recognize them until it's almost too late. The second night, after dinner, Marcus knocks on my cabin door. It's 10 o'clock. I just got out of the shower. I'm wearing my old blue-striped pajamas. Dad, if you got a minute? Of course I have a minute. I have all the minutes in the world for my children. I always have. He comes in, closes the door. He's holding a manila envelope. Dad, can you keep these documents in your cabin? They're from Mom's will. I brought them because the lawyer asked me to review them before the official opening. He pulls out some papers. They look official, with stamps, signatures. It's safer with you, Dad. You're the most careful one of all of us. I feel honored. My son trusts me. I tell him yes. Sure. Put them wherever. Marcus opens the small closet. He puts the envelope inside my black backpack. Thanks, Dad. I knew I could count on you. He hugs me. He smells like expensive cologne when he leaves. I'm left with a strange feeling. I don't know if it's happiness, because my son needs me, or unease, because something doesn't add up. What I don't see, what I can't see from inside my small, blind cabin is what happens out in the hallway. Marcus walks out my door. Grace is waiting for him, leaning against the wall, arms crossed. He gives her a thumbs up. It's done, she smiles. It's not a happy smile. It's a smile of satisfaction, like a chess player who just put a piece in the perfect spot. Then she makes a gesture with her fingers. Like, okay, check, done. Ryan comes stumbling down the hall, a beer in his hand. He sees the scene. He stops. Grace motions for him to come closer. Ryan shuffles over, dragging his feet. Did you do it? Grace asks. Marcus nods. Ryan looks uncomfortable. He shifts his weight from one foot to the other. I don't know if this is right. Grace looks at him with contempt. It's too late for doubts. You're either with us or you're against us. Ryan takes a swig of his beer. He doesn't say anything else. His silence is a yes. At 3 a.m, someone knocks on my door. Tap, tap, tap. Soft. Like they don't want to wake anyone else. I get up, confused, half asleep. I open it. It's Mason. He's wearing his superhero pajamas. He's barefoot. His eyes are red from crying. Mason? What happened, kiddo? He throws himself into my arms, trembling like a leaf in a storm. Grandpa! I heard Mom and Dad talking. They're going to do something bad. I don't know what, but I heard Mom say your name, and she said something about Cartagena, and Dad said they couldn't back out now. My heart starts to beat faster. What else did they say? I don't know, Grandpa. They scared me. Mom sounded. She sounded like when she's mad, but pretending she's not, and Dad just kept saying yes to everything. I stroke his hair. It's damp with sweat. The kid is terrified, but old fool that I am, I don't understand the gravity of what he's telling me. I think it's adult stuff. Money problems. Maybe their marriage. I sit Mason on my bed. I wipe his tears with the sleeve of my pajamas. It's okay, kiddo. It's just adult stuff. Sometimes parents have difficult conversations, but everything's going to be all right. He looks at me with those Josephine eyes, so much like hers it makes my chest ache. Promise, my grandpa. I promise. A lie. It's a lie. I don't know it yet, but it's a lie that will haunt me for the rest of my life. I give him a glass of water. I walk him back to his suite. I knock on the door. Grace opens it. She's wearing a red silk robe. She looks at me, annoyed. What happened? Mason had a nightmare. He came to my room. She yanks the boy inside. Mason, I told you not to bother your grandfather. He's no bother, Grace. That's what I'm here for. She closes the door in my face without a thank you. I can hear her scolding Mason inside. I go back to my cabin. I can't sleep for the rest of the night. Something is wrong, but I'm an old fool. An old fool who still believes that family is sacred. The second day dawns. The ship arrives in Cartagena at 8 in the morning. From my round porthole, I can see the port, the green mountains in the background, the clean blue sky. It's beautiful. I go down to the dining room for breakfast. Everyone is already there. Sarah is more dressed up than usual. She's wearing a white flowered dress, big sunglasses, even though we're inside. I sit down. I order coffee and toast. The air is tense, like before a storm. Sarah takes a sip of her orange juice, wipes her lips with a napkin. Dad, it's really hot in Cartagena today, isn't it? They say it's going to be like 93 degrees. I nod. Yes, it's hot. She smiles. Too much. You should come down to the artisan market with me. Come with me. It'll be good for you to stretch your legs. I want to buy some nice things for Mom. For Mom, she said. For Mom. Josephine has been gone for 4 years, and Sarah says she wants to buy things for her. It's a low blow. She knows I can't deny her anything when she mentions her mother. My chest tightens when Sarah says, For Mom. That phrase disarms me. It leaves me defenseless. Josephine adored handmade crafts. The colors. The things made by hand. Whenever we traveled, we'd come back with bags full of embroidered tablecloths, clay figures, things we never needed, but that she loved to have. To remember we were here, she'd say. I look at Sarah. She's smiling. A sweet smile. My princess's smile. All right, honey. Let's go. Grace jumps in. Quickly. Perfect. We'll just rest on the ship. You go and have a good time, father-in-law. Marcus nods. Yeah, Dad. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Ryan says nothing. He stares at his plate. Mason looks at me with those sad eyes again. I stand up, leaving my coffee half finished. When she said, For Mom, something in my chest squeezed shut. A small voice inside me was screaming, Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. But I ignored it. I went anyway. For her. For my Josephine. That was my mistake. The mistake that almost cost me my life. It's 9:47 in the morning when Sarah and I get off the ship. I know, because I look at my watch. An old Casio with digital numbers. A gift from Josephine 15 years ago. It still works perfectly. The heat hits me in the face like a slap. 90 degrees, Sarah said. Feels hotter. The air smells like a strange mix. Fried fish from the market stalls, diesel from the ships, tropical fruits rotting on the corners, and that salty sea smell that gets into your skin and doesn't let go. I'm wearing my white linen shirt, the one that wrinkles as soon as you put it on, but it's cool. My Panama hat to protect me from the sun, jeans, and comfortable brown shoes. Sarah is wearing huge sunglasses that cover half her face, a white dress with pink flowers, high-heeled sandals that click on the pavement. We walk towards the artisan market. She's in front. I'm behind, trying to keep up. We get to the market at 9:52. I know because I look at my watch again. It's a habit I've had since my shipyard days. Always needed to know the exact time. The market is full of color. Stalls with red, yellow, green awnings, hanging tapestries, hammocks, hats, bright beaded necklaces, silver bracelets, carved wooden figures. There's music coming from somewhere, something tropical with drums. Sarah stops at a stall with embroidered cloths. The woman running it is about 50. Dark skin, a big smile. Very beautiful, my love. For your mother, for your sister, for your mother-in-law. Sarah touches the fabrics, holds them up to the light. This one for Cousin Lucy. This one for Aunt Connie. I take out my wallet. $50 is all I have. I pay for the cloths. Sarah smiles. Thanks, Daddy. She gives me a kiss on the cheek. She smells like expensive perfume, like flowers that don't exist in nature. You're the best dad in the world. We walk to other stalls. Sarah buys necklaces, earrings, an embroidered blouse. I pay for it all. It's 10:15 in the morning. She stops suddenly, puts her hand on her stomach. Oh, Dad, I need to use the bathroom, she makes a face. It's, woman stuff. It might take a while. You know how it is. I nod. I understand. Well, I don't really understand being a man, but I understand that women need privacy for some things. It's all right, honey. You go on. I'll stay here, looking at the crafts. She points to a building 2 blocks away. There are public restrooms over there. I won't be long. Okay? You keep picking out souvenirs. I'll be right back. She gives me another kiss on the cheek. I love you, Daddy, and she walks off quickly in her heels. Click, clack, click. I watch her go. Her white dress flutters in the breeze. She looks pretty. My daughter. She looks like she did when she was 20, and she was my princess. I donkeys know this will be the last time I see her as my daughter. The last time, before she becomes a stranger. I stay, looking at some wooden figures. There's one that's a small ship, handmade, with nice details. It reminds me of my shipyard. I'm haggling over the price with the vendor, when an older woman walks up. It's the lady from the cruise ship dining room, the one who was alone. Elena, I think her name is. Though I don't know if she told me her name or if I made it up. She's buying an embroidered tablecloth with birds on it. She sees me and smiles. Good morning, sir. Enjoying the stop? Yes, ma'am, with my daughter. I look around, but I don't see Sarah. Elena buys her tablecloth. She stays at the same stall, looking at other things. I buy the little wooden ship. The vendor wraps it in newspaper. It's 10:17 in the morning. Sarah said she'd be right back. Right back is 15 minutes. Max. I wait. The sun is beating down on the pavement. I feel sweat running down my back, under my linen shirt. I take off my hat. I wipe my forehead with a handkerchief. 10:35. Sarah's not back. I start checking my watch every 2 minutes. 10:37. 10:39. 10:42. It's been 20 minutes. Maybe the line for the bathroom is long. Maybe she felt sick. Women have those issues. Stomach problems. Things a man doesn't understand. I try to stay calm. I walk around the nearby stalls, looking for her. White dress with flowers. Should be easy to spot. But I don't see her. I ask a woman selling hats. Excuse me. Have you seen a lady in a white dress? About 50. brown hair. The woman shakes her head. No, sir. A lot of people pass through here. I ask another vendor. Same answer. My heart starts to beat a little faster. It's not panic yet, just worry. Maybe Sarah got lost. Maybe she's looking for me. I go back to the spot where we separated. I wait there, like a statue, so she can find me when she comes back. 10:50. 50 minutes. This isn't normal anymore. I walk towards the public restrooms she pointed at. I find the building. It's an old concrete building, painted a dirty white. There's a line. Tourists. Local women with market bags. I go up to a lady who's waiting. Excuse me, could you do me a favor? I'm looking for my daughter. She went into the bathroom about an hour ago. Have you seen a lady in a white dress? The woman looks confused. An hour ago? No, sir. I've been here 20 minutes, and I haven't seen anyone in a white dress. I ask her for another favor. Could you please check if she's inside? I'm worried. The woman is kind. She goes into the bathroom. She comes out a minute later. There's no one in a white dress in there, sir. Just two young girls fixing their hair. Something cold runs through my body, like ice water in my veins. Are you sure? Positive, sir. Do you want me to ask if anyone saw her? Please. She goes back in. Comes back out. Nobody saw her. 11:05 in the morning. The first real wave of panic hits me. My daughter has disappeared. She's in a city she doesn't know. In a foreign country. What if something happened to her? What if someone took her? Cartagena is beautiful, but it's dangerous too. Everyone knows that. I start walking faster, checking every stall, asking every person I see. Have you seen a lady in a white dress, brown hair, about 50, big sunglasses? No one has seen her. It's like she vanished into thin air. I go back to the bathroom area. I check the nearby streets. Nothing. My heart is pounding now, like a war drum. Boom, boom, boom. So loud I can feel the pulse in my temples. I start to sweat more, and not just from the heat. Cold sweat, the sweat of fear. I think, what if she's sick, lying somewhere? What if she fainted? I have to find her. I have to find my girl, my princess, my Sarah. 11:20. An hour and 5 minutes since she left. I take off my Panama hat. I use it to fan myself. It doesn't help. The heat is suffocating. My linen shirt is soaked, sticking to my back. I feel like I can't breathe right. My chest is tight. Is it my heart? Am I going to have another stroke? No, I can't. Not now. I have to find Sarah. I take a deep breath. Once, twice, 3 times. I force myself to calm down. Think logically. What if she went back to the ship? Of course. That must be it. Maybe she looked for me. I couldn't find me. I thought I had gone back to the ship. So she went back too. That makes sense. Perfect sense. I feel better. The panic subsides. A little. The ship. I have to get to the ship. Sarah will be there, worried, looking for me, maybe even mad that I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I start walking towards the port. The port is a 20-minute walk. I remember, because I saw the sign when we got off. Port, 1.5 kilometers, 20 minutes, if you walk at a normal pace. I don't walk at a normal pace anymore. I'm 78 years old, and my knees hurt. 11:45. I'm halfway to the port when she appears. Elena, the lady from the cruise. She sees me walking fast, almost running, sweating like I'd gone for a swim with my clothes on. Sir, are you looking for someone? I saw you with a woman in the market earlier. I stop. The relief of seeing a familiar face is so great, I almost cry. Yes, my daughter. She went to the bathroom an hour and a half ago. I can't find her. I think she went back to the ship. I'm heading there now. Elena looks at me, and something in her face changes. She gets serious. She pulls out her cell phone, looks at the time. Sir, are you a passenger on the Star of the Caribbean? Yes, yes, that's why I'm running. I'm sure Sarah is waiting for me there. Elena swallows hard. She puts a hand on my arm. Sir, her voice sounds strange. Scared. That ship, it sets sail in 15 minutes. The world stops. 15 minutes. 15 minutes? No, that can't be. I look at my watch. 11:47. The ship leaves at 12. They always leave at 12. They said so in yesterday's announcement. There are 13 minutes left. 13 minutes. And I'm 20 minutes away. No. 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 Sir, we have to run. Now. Elena starts to run. I try to keep up. I run. I don't remember the last time I ran. 10 years. 15. My lungs are on fire. My knees protest with every step. My heart is beating so fast I think it's going to explode. People are staring at us. An old man and an old woman, running like crazy through the streets of Cartagena. Elena looks back. Come on, sir! You can do it! But I can't. My legs give out. I stop. Bent over. Hands on my knees. Trying to breathe. Elena runs back to me. No, I can't. I can't go on, I gasp. She wouldn't leave me here. My daughter. She wouldn't do that. Elena looks at me, with an expression I can't decipher. Pity, horror, understanding. Sir, we have to try. Come on. She grabs my arm. We walk fast as I can. We turn one corner, then another. The port is in sight. I see ships, lots of ships. Which one is ours, the Star of the Caribbean? It has to be there. We enter the port area. Security guards, tourists with luggage, last-minute souvenir vendors. I scan the area. Where is it? Elena points. There. I see a large, white cruise ship pulling away from the dock. Slowly, very slowly, but pulling away. On the stern, I can read the name in blue letters. Star of the Caribbean. No, it can't be. I run the last few yards to the edge of the dock. Wait! I'm a passenger, I shout, with all the voice I have left. Sarah! Marcus! I'm here! I wave my arms. The ship keeps moving away. Slow, unstoppable, like death, like being forgotten. 15 minutes. If we just had 15 more minutes. But we didn't. And my daughter. My daughter. She didn't leave me here. She wouldn't do that. It can't be. This has to be a mistake. A terrible, terrible mistake. If you're listening to my story, please tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Sometimes, knowing someone is out there, listening, makes me feel less alone in all this. It's 11:47 in the morning. Elena is pulling my arm. Sir, we have to run. Now. And we run. My God. We run. How long has it been since I've run like this? My knees protest, creaking like old wood. My lungs burn, like I've swallowed fire. Every breath is a knife in my chest. 78 years old. I'm 78 years old, and I'm running through the streets of Cartagena like the devil himself is chasing me. Maybe he is. Maybe the devil has my children's faces. People are staring. A young couple steps aside. A coconut vendor shouts, Careful, old man. I keep running. I can't stop. If I stop, I lose the ship. If I lose the ship, I lose my family. Although, I've already lost them. I just don't know it yet. Elena is running beside me. Come on, sir. Almost there. She's 62, but she's in better shape than I am. Her legs move easily. Her breathing is controlled. I'm stumbling, panting like an old dog. Sir, wait. I'm with you, she yells, when she sees me getting too far ahead. But I can't wait. There's no time. The clock hits 11:50. 10 minutes. 10 minutes left before the ship sails. 10 minutes, and we're 15 minutes away. The math doesn't add up, but math has never stopped a desperate father. I keep running. My Panama hat falls off. I don't stop to pick it up. Let it stay there. Whoever wants it can have it. I just need to get to the ship. 11:51. My foot catches on a loose paving stone. I fall to my knees, hands out to break the fall. My right palm scrapes against the rough cement. It stings. I see blood. Not much, but it's blood. Elena runs up. Sir, are you okay? I get up, my knees hurt, but they work. I'm fine. Let's go. We keep going. I'm limping now. My right knee protests every time I bend it. A tall, blonde, German tourist looks at me, concerned. He says something in his language. I don't understand. I push past him. A hat vendor yells, Grandpa, careful! You're going to kill yourself. It doesn't matter. I'd rather die running than be left here, alone, abandoned, like a dog on the side of the road. 11:53. I have to stop. I have to. My legs won't respond. I bend over, hands on my knees, trying to force air into lungs that don't want it. Everything hurts. Everything. Even my bones ache. My chest is tight. Is it a heart attack? Please, God. Not now. I can't. I can't do it. The words come out in gasps. Elena puts her hand on my back. Yes, you can, sir. Come on. We're almost there. Look. The port is right there. She points ahead. Sure enough. I see the cranes. The masts of the ships. We're close. Very close. I take 3 deep breaths. I force myself to stand up straight. My body is screaming no. But my heart, that stubborn old muscle that still loves its children, says yes. We keep walking. Fast. I can't run anymore, but I walk as fast as I can. 11:58. We reach the port entrance. There's a gate. A security guard in a blue uniform. Passes? He asks. Bored. I'm a passenger. The ship is leaving. Elena shows him her pass. The guard checks it. You can go, ma'am. And you, sir? I check my pockets. The cabin key card. Where is it? Right pants pocket. No. Left. No. Shirt pocket. Not there either. I left it on the ship. It's in my backpack. The guard shakes his head. No pass. No entry. Elena steps in. He's a passenger on the Star of the Caribbean. It's leaving right now. The guard looks at his watch. Ma'am, that ship sails at 12. It's 2 minutes to 12. Boarding is closed. But he's right here. No pass. No entry. Elena looks at me. She makes a decision. Come on. She pulls me. We slip past the side, through an opening in the fence. 12:01. We're running down the pier. There are several ships docked. Which one is ours? They all look the same. White. Huge. Like floating buildings. Which one is it? Elena asks. I scan the ships. The Star of the Caribbean. Where's the name? There, on the stern of one, further down. Blue letters. Star of the Caribbean. There. That's it. But something is wrong. The ship isn't at the dock. There's water between us and the ship. 10 feet. 20 feet. The ship is pulling away. Slowly, but pulling away. We run towards it. My lungs can't take any more. But I run. We get to the edge of the pier, just as the ship is 30 feet out. A port worker is coiling up the ropes. Sir, I'm a passenger. Boarding is closed, sir. I'm sorry. 12:03. I stand at the edge of the pier. The ship moves away. Slowly. Like in slow motion. Like a nightmare. I can see the deck. There are people up there. Tourists. Waving goodbye to the port. Is Sarah up there? Is Marcus? I raise my arms. Faintly. I yell. With all the voice I have left. Sarah! Marcus! I'm here! You missed me! Come back! My voice breaks on the last word. I yell again. Ryan! I'm here. It's me. Your dad. I keep waving my arms. Maybe they'll see me. Maybe the captain can turn back. Ships can turn back. Right? It's just a matter of telling them. Elena is next to me. She's yelling too. Waving her arms. But the ship keeps moving away. 50 feet. 100 feet. 200 feet. On the deck of the ship, someone sees me. It's a child. Messy brown hair. Mason. My grandson is leaning over the railing on deck 5. He sees me, I know he sees me, because he raises his hand. He's crying. I can see the tears shining on his face. Even from here, he raises his hand, like he's saying goodbye, or asking for forgiveness. Grace appears behind him. She puts her hands on his shoulders. She pulls him back. I see her say something to him. I can't hear what, but I know she's saying, "Don't look," or "Get inside," or "It's not your fault." Mason disappears inside. Grace stays there for one more second. She looks right at me. Our eyes meet across the 200 feet of salt water. She doesn't raise her hand. She doesn't make a gesture. She just looks at me. Then she turns around and goes inside. Just like that. Like it was nothing. Somewhere on that ship, on the bridge, Captain Humberto Salazar is standing at the controls. He has binoculars in his hand. He's looking at the pier, at me. He sees me. I know he sees me. I see his hand move towards the radio. His hand is shaking. It stops. Someone says something to him. It's a younger officer, pointing at a screen. The captain lowers his hand, puts the binoculars away. He gives an order. The ship speeds up, just a little. It's not moving slowly anymore. Now it's moving with purpose, with intent. The captain saw me. The captain knows. But he does nothing. He doesn't give the order to turn back. He doesn't send a boat. He does nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I understand this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a decision. My legs won't hold me anymore. I collapse. I fall to my knees on the hot concrete of the pier. Elena tries to catch me, but I'm too heavy. I fall anyway. My knees hit hard. I don't feel the pain. All I feel is a huge, empty hole in my chest. Like someone ripped my heart out with their bare hands. The ship is 300 feet away now. 500. It gets smaller. A white speck against the blue of the sea. It's gone, sir. It's gone. Elena kneels beside me. She holds me. She smells like vanilla perfume and sweat. She's crying. A stranger is crying for me. I can't cry yet. I'm in shock. It's like my brain can't process what just happened. My family. My family just left me in a foreign country with no documents, no money, no nothing. Then I remember my cell phone. I can call them. I can explain that I didn't make it to the ship. They'll understand. They'll talk to the captain. They'll fix this. I put my hand in my right pants pocket. Empty. Left pocket. Empty. Back pockets. Empty. I check for my wallet. It's not there either. But I had my wallet. I had the $50 left over. I check my shirt pocket. Nothing. Everything is in my backpack. In the cabin. On the ship that's sailing away. My passport. My money. My cell phone. My ID. Everything. All I have are the pants and the shirt I'm wearing, and the dried blood on my right hand, and an old woman on the ground, crying with me. And right there, with the taste of bile in my mouth, and my heart shattered into a million pieces, I understood. She just looks at me. Then she turns around and goes inside. Just like that. Like it was nothing. Somewhere on that ship, on the bridge, Captain Humberto Salazar is standing at the controls. He has binoculars in his hand. He's looking at the pier, at me. He sees me. I know he sees me. I see his hand move towards the radio. His hand is shaking. It stops. Someone says something to him. It's a younger officer, pointing at a screen. The captain lowers his hand. This wasn't a mistake. It was a plan. And I was the idiot who walked right into it, like a lamb to the slaughter. 12:15 in the afternoon. I'm sitting in a Port Authority office that smells like old paper and burnt coffee. I'm shaking. I don't know if it's from shock or if I'm cold. Despite the heat, a heavy man with a mustache and a short-sleeved shirt looks at me from behind a desk piled high with folders. He has a tired face, a world-weary face. He types on his old computer. The keys clack loudly. Clack, clack, clack. just like in the police station, 2 days ago. Or was it 2 hours ago? I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything anymore. Reed, Morgan. He types, pauses. He furrows his brow. Types some more. Doesn't show up, sir. My heart skips a beat. What do you mean, doesn't show up? There's no Julian Morgan Reed registered as a passenger on the Star of the Caribbean. I shake my head. That's impossible. Like he's seen too many weird things. All right, sir. Tell me what happened. My voice comes out raspy. I'm Julian Morgan Reed, passenger on the Star of the Caribbean, cabin 412. I went ashore with my daughter. She went to the bathroom and never came back. When I got to the pier, the ship had already sailed. I need you to contact them. My family is on board. They have my things, my documents. The man looks bored. He's heard 1,000 stories from clueless tourists. Marcus Reed is traveling with his wife, Grace Reed, and his son, Mason Reed. 3 passengers, no one else. The words hit me like stones. 3 passengers. I'm the 4th. Or, I should be. That can't be right. I was traveling with them. We ate meals together. I slept 2 nights on that ship. The bureaucrat looks at me with an expression that says he's heard this all before. Sir, maybe you were in a different cabin. Did you check your key card? Silence. A heavy silence that crushes my chest. What about me? My voice sounds small, like a lost child's. Where am I in the system? The man checks the screen again. He scrolls. Up, down. You are not registered, sir. I'm sorry. Not registered. The words echo in my head. I'm not registered. As if I never existed. As if the 2 nights I spent in that tiny, damn cabin were a dream. As if the dinners with my children were all in my head. Elena puts her hand on top of mine on the desk. That can't be. There has to be a system error. These old computers, they fail sometimes. The bureaucrat looks offended. The computer is working perfectly, ma'am, Elena insists. I saw him. I saw this man on the ship. We had breakfast at tables near each other. I saw him with his children. The bureaucrat shrugs. Then maybe he was a passenger in a different cabin and got confused. My blood boils. I am not confused. I slept in 412. My backpack is in there. My passport. My cell phone. Everything. Do you have any proof of payment? A receipt? A confirmation email? I think, of course. The receipt. Yes. I paid for part of the trip. My children invited me, but I insisted on paying my share. I transferred $5,000 to my son, Marcus, a month ago, to cover my ticket and expenses. The bureaucrat raises his eyebrows. Do you have proof of that transfer? I instinctively reach for my pocket. Then I remember. Empty. Everything is empty. It's on my cell phone. The confirmation was a text. I saved it. But my cell phone is on the ship, in my backpack, in the cabin you're now telling me isn't mine. The bureaucrat closes his eyes for a moment, as if praying for patience. Sir, without documents, without proof of payment, without any registration in the system, there is nothing I can legally do. You are not a passenger on that ship. I feel sick. A wave rises from my stomach to my throat. I stand up, stumbling. I look for a bathroom. There isn't one. I see a trash can in the corner. I vomit into it. Water and bile. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Elena holds me. She wipes my mouth with a tissue from her purse. It's okay, sir. It's okay. I sit back down in the chair. I'm shaking harder now. Elena turns to the bureaucrat. Please, can you show me the full passenger list? Maybe there's a mistake in the cabin number. Maybe he's registered in another room. The man sighs. But he agrees. He prints out a sheet of paper. It's 3 pages long. Elena scans it. Her eyes move over every name. She runs her finger down the list. I watch her. Hopeful. She's going to find me. She has to find me. Page 1. Nothing. Page 2. Nothing. Page 3. Nothing. Elena looks up. Her eyes are full of horror. He's not here. I grab the papers from her. I read them myself. I look for Reed. There's Marcus. Grace. Mason. But Julian? There is no Julian. I read it again, and again, and again, as if staring at it longer will magically make my name appear. The bureaucrat clears his throat. Sir, according to this system, you were never on that ship. Never. I was never there. The words don't make sense, but at the same time, they make all the sense in the world. They erased me. My own son erased me from the registry. When? How? How long had he been planning this? I think about the day he invited me. Dad, let's go on a cruise. All of us, together. I think about how he insisted he would take care of everything. Don't you worry about a thing, Dad. I'll make the reservation. You just pack your bag. I think about the $5,000 transfer I made. Money I now have no proof I ever sent. Money that disappeared. Just like me. Elena grabs my arm. Let's go outside, sir. You need some air. I stumble out. The sun blinds me. There's a concrete bench outside the office. I sit down. Elena sits next to me. There's a trash can nearby. I lean over. And I'm sick again. Puribile. Bitter. Like my life right now. Elena rubs my back. There. It's okay. I can't be okay. I'm shaking. Like I have a fever. They erased me. My voice is broken. My own children. They erased me from the system. Like I don't exist. Like I was never even there. Elena doesn't say anything. What can she say? There are no words for this. There is no comfort for this kind of betrayal. I wipe my mouth on the back of my hand. It's on my cell phone. The confirmation was a text. I saved it. But my cell phone is on the ship, in my backpack, in the cabin you're now telling me isn't mine. The bureaucrat closes his eyes for a moment, as if praying for patience. Sir, without documents, without proof of payment, without any registration in the system, there is nothing I can legally do. You are not a passenger on that ship. I feel sick. A wave rises from my stomach to my throat. I stand up, stumbling. The blue water. It looks so calm from here. The ship is gone. I can't see it anymore. It took my family. It took my identity. It took the last 4 years of my life, waiting for that will to be opened, so we could all be together again. For this? So they could abandon me in a foreign port? Elena finishes taking pictures. She sits down again. Mr. Julian, we're going to fix this. We're going to the American consulate. They can help you. They can get you temporary documents. They can contact your family. I nod. Weakly. But I know the truth. And right there, with the taste of bile in my mouth, and my heart shattered into pieces, I understood. This wasn't a mistake. It was a plan. A perfect plan. And I was the idiot who followed it, right to the end. I sit on that concrete bench. I don't know for how long. Could be an hour, could be 5 minutes. Time doesn't work the same way anymore. Elena is making calls. She's speaking quickly, in Colombian Spanish. I hear words. Consulate. Embassy. Emergency. Abandoned elderly man. An abandoned elderly man. That's what I am now. I'm not Julian Morgan Reed, shipbuilder, owner of a shipyard, father of 3, grandfather of 1. I'm an abandoned elderly man, with no name, in a port in Cartagena, with no documents to prove who I am, with no money to even buy a glass of water, with no family looking for me, with no one, except this 2-year-old Colombian woman, who doesn't know me from Adam, but who is here, making phone calls, fighting for me, crying for me. And I think, maybe blood isn't as important as they say. Maybe family isn't who gave you life. Maybe family is the one who stays. When everyone else sails away on the ship, 6 in the evening, Elena takes me to a shelter. It's an old building, with peeling yellow walls. It smells like damp and cheap detergent. Stay here tonight, Mr. Julian. Tomorrow, we'll figure out what to do. She gets me a bed, in a room shared with 5 other men. I sit on the thin mattress. The springs creak. Elena brings me a glass of water. Here, You need to hydrate. I drink it without really tasting it. The water tastes like chlorine. She sits next to me. I'll be back early tomorrow. Will you be okay? I nod. A lie. I won't be okay. I'll never be okay again. But she needs to go. She's already done too much for me. Elena squeezes my hand and leaves. 7:30 at night. Elena comes back with a borrowed cell phone. It belongs to the woman who runs the shelter. She said you can make one call. I think. Who can I call? My children abandoned me. My friends. I haven't spoken to most of them in years. Then I remember Dr. Armando Cisneros, my old friend, Josephine's friend. He'll know what to do. Elena dials the number I give her. She waits. Puts it on speaker. Ring, ring, ring. Voicemail. The number you have dialed is not available. She hangs up. She dials again. Same result. Do you want to try another number? I shake my head. There's no one else. There is literally no one else in the world who can help me. Elena takes the phone back. We'll try again tomorrow. 8 o'clock. I can't stay here. This room is suffocating me. The other men are snoring. One smells like alcohol. Another one is coughing. Non-stop. I get up. I go out to the street. The night air is cooler. I walk. With no destination. I end up in the Gethsemane neighborhood. It's beautiful. Despite my pain. Walls painted bright colors. Yellow, orange, turquoise, Jean murals. Flowers in the windows. Music is pouring out of the bars. Salsa. Other music. Young people laughing, dancing. Couples holding hands. Families eating at tables outside the restaurants. Life. So much life. All around me. And me. Dead inside. Walking like a ghost. Among the living. 8:45. I sit on the steps of a locked church. I watch the people pass by. A young man with a professional camera is taking pictures of tourists. He's charging them about $20 a photo. He looks to be about 28. Long black hair, tied back in a ponytail. A few days stubble. He's wearing a black t-shirt and ripped jeans. He looks at me, goes back to his customer. But he looks at me again. He finishes with the tourist, puts his money away. He walks towards me, stops. About 10 feet away, he's staring at me. Mr. Julian? His voice is shaking. I look up. Do you know me? The young man gets closer. Are you? Julian Reed? From Houston? My heart beats faster. Yes, I am. Who are you? The young man kneels in front of me. His eyes are full of tears. I'm Michael Ramirez. My father worked at your shipyard. You saved his life. The world stops. Ramirez. Hector Ramirez. The man from the explosion. Hector? I whisper. Michael nods. Yes, sir. Hector Ramirez was my dad. He uses the past tense. Was. Michael wipes his eyes. He passed away 2 years ago. Cancer. But until his last day, he talked about you. He'd say, Michael, if you ever see Mr. Julian, you pay the debt. Our family owes him everything. I start to cry. I can't help it. Michael hugs me. Right there, on the steps of that church. I cry, in the arms of a stranger, who is the son of my dead friend. Michael sits next to me. He takes out his phone, shows me pictures. This is my dad. Do you remember him? I see Hector, older, gray hair, but smiling. I was 5 when the explosion happened. I don't remember much, but Dad told me the story all the time. How you ran into the fire, how you carried him out, how you paid for the whole hospital, how Mom and I ate because of you, while Dad couldn't work. Michael scrolls through more photos. Hector at the shipyard, Hector with his family. He always talked about you. He said, you were the noblest man he ever knew, that we owed you our lives. I break down again. Your dad was a good man, a great man. Michael looks at me. really looks at me. He sees my dirty clothes, my scraped hands, my swollen eyes. Mr. Julian, what are you doing here? In Cartagena? Alone? And right there. I just fall apart. I tell him everything. The cruise, the invitation, the abandonment, the ship leaving, my name erased from the system, my lost documents, my family, who left me like I was trash. Michael listens, in silence. His face changes. First confusion, then shock, then rage, a rage so strong. His hands are shaking. Your own children? I nod. My own children. Michael stands up. He paces in circles. No, 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 no. This is not going to stand. This cannot be happening. He stops. Looks at me. Mr. Julian, will you let me take your picture? I hesitate. Pictures? What for? Michael kneels again. I'm going to post this. On my social media. I have a lot of followers. I'm a photographer. My work gets shared a lot. The world has to know what they did to you. There has to be justice. I shake my head. I don't want to cause trouble. They're still my children. Michael grips my shoulders. Mr. Julian, they abandoned you. They erased you. They left you with nothing. That's not love. That's cruelty. He's right. I know he is. But they're my sons, my daughter. For 78 years, I was taught that family is sacred. How do you break that? Michael insists. Mr. Julian, you gave my family a father. Please, let me give you justice. I nod, weakly. Do what you think is right. Michael raises his camera. Don't pose. Just be you. He takes the pictures. Me, sitting on the steps. My scraped hands, my dirty shirt, my 7-8-year-old face that looks 90. My lost gaze. Click, click, click. Michael checks the photos on his camera. Perfect. These photos, they'll say more than 1,000 words. He puts his camera away. He helps me up. Come on, Mr. Julian. I'm taking you somewhere better than that shelter. I have a friend who owns a small hotel. I'll explain. You'll stay there. I don't have money for. I'm paying. For my dad. For you. For what's right. Michael takes me to a small, clean hotel. He talks to the owner. Explains the situation. The owner nods. Understanding. Of course. No problem. They give me a small, clean room with a private bathroom. Michael buys me food from a nearby restaurant. Soup and bread. Eat, Mr. Julian. Tomorrow, this is all going to change. I promise you. I eat. The soup is hot, comforting. The first decent meal I've had in 2 days. Michael says good night. I'm going to post the photos right now. I'll be back to see you first thing in the morning. He leaves. I'm alone in the room. I take a shower. The hot water makes me cry again. I lie down on the bed. It's comfortable. Too comfortable. For a man who deserves nothing. I close my eyes. I didn't know that photo, that image of me, sitting on those steps, dirty, lost, broken. It was going to change everything. It was going to be my salvation and their condemnation. I don't sleep that night. I stare at the ceiling. I count the water stains, 27. I think about Josephine, what she would say if she knew. Honey, don't cry. Get up, fight. She was always stronger than me. I think about Mason, crying on the deck of the ship, my grandson, who knew and couldn't do anything. I think about the captain, who saw me and did nothing. I think about Grace, giving the okay sign in the hallway, all of it planned, all of it calculated, and me, the old fool, believing my children loved me, believing that blood was thicker than water. I was wrong. Money always wins. Always. Outside. Somewhere on the internet, Michael is uploading photos. He's writing my story. He's lighting a fuse. that's about to blow up in my children's faces. Day 2. 8 in the morning. I wake up to a knock on the door. It's Michael. He has coffee and pastries. Mr. Julian, you have to see this. He takes out his phone. He shows me the picture of me on the steps. There's a long caption. I read it. This man's name is Julian Reed. Yesterday. His children abandoned him in Cartagena. He is 78 years old. He built ships his entire life. He saved my father. And now, he's alone. No documents. No money. No nothing. Share this. The world needs to know. Justice for Julian. I look at the numbers underneath. 3,000 shares. 1,000 comments. I posted it 6 hours ago, Michael says. This is just the beginning. 10 in the morning, Michael comes back. Mr. Julian. Look, the number now says 50,000 shares. 50,000. I don't understand what that means. Michael explains. 50,000 people have shared your story. There are comments from the US, Colombia, Argentina, Spain. They are all furious. He shows me some comments. How could they do that to their own father? My children are my life. I don't understand these people. May they rot in hell. Where are they? Name them. Michael smiles. I haven't named them yet, but if they don't respond, I will. I don't know how to feel. Relieved, ashamed, vengeful, all of it at once. Noon. Elena runs into the hotel. Julian, you're on the news. She's holding a Colombian newspaper. Front page. My picture. The headline. Cruise ship scandal. American elder abandoned by his family. I read the article. It tells the whole story. The abandonment. The system, with no record of my name. Elena, as the witness. Michael, as the photographer who exposed it. The article ends. Colombian and American authorities are investigating. The Star of the Caribbean cruise line has not issued a statement. Elena hugs me. You're not alone anymore. The whole country is with you. I look at the picture in the paper. I look so old, so tired, so broken, but not invisible anymore. Now, the world sees me. 2 in the afternoon. A TV crew arrives at the hotel. A local news affiliate. They want to interview Elena. She agrees. They put makeup on her. Quickly. Set up lights. A camera. Can you tell us exactly what you saw? Elena takes a deep breath. I saw everything. I saw when the daughter, supposedly, went to the bathroom. I saw when Mr. Reed looked for her, desperate. I saw when we ran to the port. The daughter knew what she was doing. This was premeditated, planned, cruel. She shows them the pictures on her phone. The reporter films them. Why do you think they did it? Elena looks at me. Money. It's always about money. The interview airs on the evening news. 5 million people see it. 3 in the afternoon. On the ship, Marcus is in his suite. His phone is vibrating. A notification. Another. 50 notifications. He opens it. He sees the photo. He reads the caption. All the color drains from his face. Grace. We have a problem. Grace is in the bathroom, putting on makeup. What problem? She comes out. She sees the phone. Shit. She reads it. Quickly. She sees the numbers. 500,000 shares. Now. How did they find out? Marcus is shaking. I don't know. Someone saw him. Someone took pictures. Grace paces. We should have done it in Panama, not Cartagena. Cartagena has too many tourists. Marcus sits on the bed. What do we do now? Grace thinks. Deny it. It was a misunderstanding. He wandered off. We were looking for him. 3:30. Sarah runs into Marcus's suite. Did you see this? She has her phone in her hand. Tears in her eyes. Not tears of sadness. Tears of panic. This can't be happening. They said there were no cameras at the port. They said it was safe. Grace shushes her. Keep your voice down. Mason is in the next room. But it's too late. Mason already heard. Ryan comes in next. He has a beer in his hand. Drunk. At 3:30 the afternoon. I told you this was crazy. But nobody listens to me. Ever. Nobody listens to me. He collapses on the sofa. We're screwed. Completely. Totally. Screwed. 4 in the afternoon. Captain Humberto Salazar gets a call from corporate. Captain, we have a situation. The internet is exploding with a story about a passenger abandoned in Cartagena. Do you know anything about this? Salazar feels the floor drop out from under him. I saw a man on the pier. But I thought. You thought what? That it would just resolve itself? Captain, the press is going to be waiting when you dock in Houston. And so is the Coast Guard. Be prepared. They hang up. Salazar sits down. His hands are shaking. He should have stopped the ship. He should have sent a boat. But Marcus had given him $500 to look the other way. $500 that were now going to cost him his career, his honor, everything. 5 in the afternoon. Salazar goes to cabin 412. He knocks. Marcus opens the door. Captain, what can I do for you? Salazar walks in, without an invitation. Mr. Reed, I need to talk to you about your father. Marcus tries to play innocent. My father? What about him? Don't play dumb. The whole world knows what you did. You abandoned him. Marcus switches tactics. He takes out his wallet. Captain, we can fix this. I can pay you more. Much more. Salazar looks at him with disgust. Not anymore. Put your money away. There's no fixing this. He storms out. In the hallway, he passes Mason. The boy's eyes are red. He's clutching his cell phone. $50 that I spent on souvenirs Sarah picked out. Souvenirs that are now lost in some market in Cartagena. Now I get it. She knew exactly what she was doing. It wasn't improvised. It was precise, calculated, planned like you plan a murder, because this was a murder. Even if I'm still breathing. The station door creaks open. A woman walks in. Older, maybe in her late 60s. Short gray hair, big sunglasses that she takes off as she enters, asking if they were sure, and he said nothing. He did nothing. He just gave that warning that night. Don't go to the port. But it wasn't enough. It was never enough. Now his grandpa is alone in Colombia, and the whole world knows. His family abandoned him. Mason hugs the phone. I'm going to see you soon, Grandpa. I promise. Meanwhile, at the American consulate in Cartagena, a woman in uniform walks in. Lieutenant Monica Aguirre, Maritime Police. She's 46. Short black hair. A serious face. Where is Mr. Reed? The receptionist points. Monica walks over to me. She holds out her hand. Mr. Julian, I'm Lieutenant Monica Aguirre. I flew in from Bogota. We're going to get you back home to the U.S., and we're going to make sure your children answer for what they did. I stand up. Answer? Yes, sir. Elder abandonment, fraud. Possibly more. This is not going to be dropped. My voice shakes. But they're my children. Monica looks at me, with eyes that understand. I know, sir, and I'm sorry. But the law is the law. I sit back down. Monica sits across from me. Mr. Julian, I lost my father 3 years ago. He was abandoned, too, in a nursing home. The family promised to visit. They never came. He died alone. So, when I saw your story, I had to come. I had to help. She has tears in her eyes. This tough woman, in a uniform, with a gun on her hip, has tears. You are not going to die alone. You are not going to be forgotten. You have my word. And right there, with this uniformed woman in front of me, a 8-year-old photographer fighting for me, a Colombian widow defending me, I understood something. My voice. The voice my children tried to drown in the sea. The voice they thought no one would ever hear was being heard by millions, by an entire continent. And that voice was going to bring justice, even if it broke my heart in the process. Day 4, Houston International Airport. It's 2 in the afternoon when I get off the plane. Lieutenant Monica Aguirre is on my right. On my left is a young lawyer who offered to represent me for free. His name is Richard Maldonado. He's 32. He says his grandfather was also abandoned by his family. That's why I'm doing this, Mr. Julian. For my grandfather, who's gone. We walk out into the terminal, and they're there. Dozens of reporters, TV cameras, flashes, blinking me, microphones, stretching towards me like snakes. Mr. Julian, over here, Mr. Julian. One question. Monica holds up her hand. A brief statement, nothing more. A reporter from a local station yells the loudest. Mr. Julian, how does it feel to be back home? I take a deep breath. I look at the cameras. I feel like my wife has been avenged. The words land like a bomb. The reporters are silent for 1 second. Then they explode with more questions. What do you mean by that? Did your wife know something? But Monica is already moving me out of there. We walk fast towards the exit. Outside, there are more people, not press, regular people, with signs, justice for Julian, elders deserve respect. We're with you, Mr. Julian. An older woman comes up, crying. My son abandoned me too. Mr. Julian, thank you for speaking, for all of us. She hugs me. She smells like soap and tears. I don't know what to say. I just pat her on the back. We get into an official SUV. Monica drives. We're going straight to the port. The ship docks at 4. I look at the clock. 2 hours. In 2 hours, I see my children. I don't know if I'm ready. I'll never be ready. 4 in the afternoon. The port of Houston, the star of the Caribbean, is docking. It's huge from here. White, imposing, like a monster, returning after swallowing my life. There's more press, more police, a crowd of onlookers. The ship finishes docking. They lower the ramp. The first passengers start to come off. Happy tourists, tanned, with bags full of souvenirs. Then I see them. Marcus comes out first, gray suit, sunglasses that don't hide his pale face. Grace is behind him, a scarf over her head, huge sunglasses, trying to hide. Sarah comes next. No makeup, hair pulled back. She looks 10 years older. Ryan closes the line. He's staring at the ground. The 4 of them walk down the ramp. They see the crowd, the cameras, the police. They stop. Marcus looks to where I'm standing. Our eyes meet. He wants to say something, but he can't, because Mason comes running off the ship. My grandson sees me. He yells, "Grandpa!" He runs down the ramp. Grace tries to grab him. "Mason, no! Stay here!" But the boy is fast. He dodges her hand. He runs towards me. Marcus yells, "Mason, get back here!" He doesn't go back. He reaches me. He throws himself into my arms. He's heavier than I remember. He almost knocks me over. But I hold him. I hold him tight. He smells like kids' shampoo and tears. "I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." He's sobbing into my shoulder. His whole little body is shaking. I knew, I heard them. And I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. I stroke his hair. It's soft. Like when he was a baby. It's not your fault, kiddo. It was never your fault. The cameras are filming us. The flashes are exploding. But I don't care. I have my grandson in my arms. And that's the only thing that matters right now. The only good thing left of my family. Mason clings to me. I'm not going with them. I don't want to go with them. It's okay. We'll figure it out. I look up. My children are 30 feet away, standing there like statues. Marcus has his hands in his pockets. Sarah is dabbing her eyes with a tissue. Ryan is staring at his shoes. Grace has her arms crossed. None of them come closer. None of them say anything. The cameras are on them. A reporter shouts, "Why did you do it?" Another, "Don't you have anything to say?" Marcus finally moves. He walks towards me, slowly, like he's walking to his own execution. He stops, 6 feet away. "Dad." His voice is shaking. "Dad." "I didn't. It was a misunderstanding." "We." I hold up my free hand. The other is holding Mason. "No. One word. Dry. Final. Don't say anything. I don't want to hear anything ever again." Marcus opens his mouth, closes it. His shoulders slump. Lieutenant Monica walks up to my children. "Mr. Reed, Mrs. Reed, Mr. Ryan Reed, you need to come with us to the station. There's an open investigation into elder abandonment and fraud." Sarah steps back. "Fraud? We didn't. Mr. Julian paid $5,000 for his ticket. You erased him from the system. That constitutes fraud." Monica takes out a pair of handcuffs. She doesn't use them yet. But the message is clear. Ryan slumps onto a suitcase. "I knew it. I knew this was going to happen." Grace suddenly explodes. She screams, "He's fine! Look! He's here! He's alive! Nothing happened to him! It's not a crime." "If there's no victim," Monica looks at her coldly, "there was intent. That's enough to proceed. Let's go." 2 police officers step forward. Marcus, Sarah, and Ryan walk towards them. They don't resist. Grace keeps screaming, "This is harassment! We're going to sue! We have rights!" An officer takes her by the arm. "Ma'am, calm down. No one is under arrest. Yet, you're just coming for questioning." They lead them to the patrol cars. Mason buries his face in my chest. He doesn't want to see. I don't want to see either. But I have to. I have to watch them, take my children away, the babies I held, the kids I taught to ride a bike, the young adults I helped through college. They get into the patrol cars. The sirens are off, but the silence is louder than any siren. The crowd applauds. Some people yell, "Justice! Make them pay!" I don't applaud. I don't yell. I just hold Mason, and I feel my heart breaking in two, because they are still my children. Even after they destroyed me, they are still my children. Suddenly, a familiar voice. "Julian!" I turn. Dr. Armando Cisneros is walking towards me. He's 81, hair completely white, a cane in his hand, but his eyes are the same, the eyes of my oldest friend. "Armando!" I hug him with one arm. The other is still holding Mason. "I tried to call you from Colombia. You didn't answer. I know, I was in the hospital. Another knee surgery. But as soon as I got out and saw the news, I came right here." He reaches into his coat pocket. He pulls out a yellowed envelope, old, sealed, with red wax. "Julian, Josephine gave this to me 4 years ago, the day before she died. My heart stops. She told me, 'Armando, if something happens to Julian, if my children do what I think they're going to do, you give him this. Only if that happens.' I thought she was delirious from the medication, but I kept it, and now," he holds the envelope out to me, "now is the time." I take the envelope. My hand is shaking. The wax is unbroken. No one has opened this in 4 years. Mason looks up. "What is it, Grandpa?" "It's a letter from your grandmother." I break the seal. I pull out a folded sheet of paper, good stationery, with Josephine's monogram in the corner, her perfect cursive handwriting. I read it in silence first. The words hit me like waves. Then I read it out loud, so everyone can hear. The cameras push in closer. My love, if you are reading this, it's because our children did what I was afraid of. I know them better than you think. I know what they are capable of. I saw how they treated me in my last months. The impatience, the questions about the money, the looks. That's why I changed the will 2 weeks before I died. Everything goes to you. The house, the savings, the investments, everything. And if anything happens to you, if they succeed in hurting you, everything goes to charity. They get nothing, not $1. Forgive them, if you can, my love. I couldn't, but you were always a better person than me. I love you. I always loved you. Take care of Mason. He is the only one who is pure. Your Josephine. I finish reading. There's complete silence. Even the reporters are quiet. I look at the paper. Tears are falling on the ink, but they don't blur the words. Josephine knew, my wife knew, 4 years ago, that my children would try something like this. That's why the sealed will. That's why the 4-year wait. To protect me, to give them time, to show who they really were. And they did. My God, they did. I fold the letter carefully. I put it in my shirt pocket, close to my heart. Armando puts his hand on my shoulder. She loved you. To the end, Julian. And beyond. I nod. I can't speak. My throat is closed. Mason hugs me tighter. Grandma was really smart. I smile through the tears. Yes, kiddo, your grandma was the smartest one of all of us. And right there, with that letter in my hands, with my dead wife's handwriting, protecting me from the grave, I understood. She took care of me even after she was gone. She protected me when I couldn't protect myself. My Josephine, my eternal Josephine. Richard, my lawyer, comes over. Mr. Julian, this letter changes everything. With this, we can proceed. Not just for the abandonment, but for attempted probate fraud. This is proof of premeditation, going back years. The cameras are still rolling. A reporter shouts, Mr. Julian, are you going to press charges against your children? I look at Mason. I look at Armando. I look at the letter in my pocket. I look at the patrol cars, holding my children, and I tell the truth. I'm going to do what my wife would have wanted. I'm going to protect myself, and I'm going to protect my grandson. The rest, I'll let the law decide. Monica nods. Well said, Mr. Julian. We're going to make sure you get what you deserve. And they will get what they deserve. I get into the SUV. Mason won't let go of me. Armando gets in with us. The doors close. We drive off. In the side mirror, I see the port getting smaller. I see the Star of the Caribbean. I see the crowd. I see the sea. And I think the sea took me. But it also brought me back. And now, with Josephine's blessing, from beyond, I'm going to rebuild what they tried to destroy. 3 months later, the civil courthouse in Houston. I'm sitting in the front row. Richard is next to me. Mason is with me. He took the day off school. He wanted to come. I need to see it, Grandpa. I need to see. On the other side of the courtroom are Marcus, Sarah and Ryan, each with their own lawyer. They don't look at each other. Grace isn't there. She filed for divorce 2 weeks after they got back. She blamed Marcus for everything. "I told you it was a bad idea. You insisted," she screamed at him in front of everyone at the police station. She took half of what little they had left. Marcus looks 10 years older, thin, dark circles under his eyes. Sarah has her hair pulled back in a simple ponytail, no makeup, a black dress. She looks like she's at a funeral. Maybe she is. Ryan is the only one who looks at me. His eyes are red. He's been sober for 3 weeks. He's in rehab. The judge enters. We all stand. Civil case. Number 247. Reed versus Reed. Please be seated. The judge reads the verdict. After reviewing all the evidence presented, this court finds that the defendants, Marcus Reed, Sarah Reed, and Ryan Reed, acted with premeditation in the abandonment of their father in a foreign territory, while there were no grievous physical injuries or death. There was considerable moral, psychological, and emotional damage. She pauses. She looks at my children. The attempted probate fraud has also been proven, thanks to the posthumous letter from Mrs. Josephine Reed. She looks at me. Mr. Julian Reed has waived any claim to his children's inheritance. His statement was, "I don't want their money. I want my peace." However, he has filed for damages. The judge hits the gavel. This court grants a judgment of $100,000 to be paid by the 3 defendants. They have 6 months to pay. Case closed. The gavel sounds again. It's over. We walk out of the courthouse. The reporters are outside, but not as many. The story is old news now. 3 months is a long time in the news cycle. Some of them ask me, "How do you feel, Mr. Julian?" "Relieved," I answer. And it's the truth. Not happy. The pain doesn't go away. With a verdict, but relieved that it's over. Marcus comes out later. He's alone. His lawyer quit in the middle of the hearing. "I can't represent you. This is indefensible." Marcus sees me. He wants to come over, but Monica is by my side. She gives him a look. He stops. He puts his hands in his pockets. He just walks away. Alone. His construction company went bankrupt. No one wants to work with the man who abandoned his father. He lost his house, his car, his wife, his friends, everything. He lives in a small apartment. Now, alone, working, whatever job he can find. And I don't feel happy about that, just sad, because he's still my son, my firstborn, and watching him fall, it hurts, even though he's the one who pushed me. Sarah didn't fare much better. She had a nervous breakdown 2 weeks after the cruise. Social media destroyed her, the daughter who abandoned her father. Her picture was everywhere. They recognized her on the street, in the supermarket, at the gas station. They yelled things at her. Shame on you, bad daughter. She had to move to another city. She changed her name legally. Now she calls herself Anna Reed. She deleted all her social media. She doesn't leave her house. Her psychiatrist says she has severe depression and anxiety. Her two daughters don't speak to her anymore. We can't be associated with you, Mom. We're being bullied in school because of what you did. She's alone, completely alone, and sometimes I think about calling her, but I can't. Not yet. Maybe. Never. Because every time I close my eyes, I see her face when she left me in that market, and the pain comes back fresh like the first day. Ryan is different. A week after he got back, he came to find me. He knocked on my door. I was temporarily staying at Armando's house while I got my life sorted out. I opened the door. Ryan was on the doorstep, thin, shaking. Dad, can I come in? I let him in. He sat in the living room. He cried for 20 minutes. He didn't say anything, just cried. Then he spoke. Dad, I'm a coward. I've always been. I never had the guts to say no to Marcus, to Grace, to anyone. I drank so I wouldn't feel like a failure. And when they made the plan, I knew it was wrong. I knew it. But I did nothing. I didn't even warn you. I didn't even try. His voice broke. I'm a coward, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't the son you deserved. I looked at him. I saw the chubby kid who got bullied, the teenager who hid behind bottles, the broken man in front of me, and I said, Ryan, you can still change. It's late, but it's not too late. Ryan checked into rehab. 3 days later, he's been sober for 3 months. He goes to therapy. He's working at a mechanic's shop. He doesn't make much, but he's proud of his work. He calls me every Sunday. How are you, Dad? I'm okay, son. Is Mason okay? He's good. And you? Do you? Do you think you could ever forgive me? I don't know, Ryan, but I respect you for trying. It's not forgiveness. Not yet, but it's something. Mason lives with me. Now, legally, they have shared custody. 1 week with Marcus. 1 week with me. But after the first month, Mason told me, Grandpa, can I just stay with you always? I talked to Marcus. Your son needs you, but he needs stability, peace. Marcus, defeated, agreed, take him. I don't know how to be a father anymore. And so, Mason stayed with me. I feel safe. With you, Grandpa. Those words are worth more than all the money in the world. Captain Humberto Salazar paid his price. 2. The cruise line's investigation proved that he saw my abandonment and did nothing. Worse, they found the $500 deposit Marcus had made, bribery, and gross negligence. They fired him. 30 years of his career gone. A month later, he showed up at my door. Mr. Julian, I know I have no right, but please forgive me. I looked at him. I saw a broken man, like I had been. Captain, I'm not the one you need to ask for forgiveness. It's your mirror. It's your conscience. I can't help you with that. He nodded. He left. I heard later. He's working on a fishing boat. Now, small, making a tenth of what he used to. His wife left him. His adult children won't speak to him. The sea took everything from him, just like it almost took everything from me. But I was lucky. I had people who helped me. He didn't. Elena, my Colombian angel, ended up moving to Houston. I have nothing left in Colombia. My husband is gone. My children are in the States. Why not start over here? She bought a small house 3 blocks from mine. Every Sunday we have lunch together. She cooks. She makes a home-cooked meal that reminds me life still has flavor. We're 2 survivors. Julian, she tells me, the sea tried to drown us, but here we are. Sometimes I think Josephine sent Elena to me. That from up there she saw everything and said, my love needs help. Send someone. And Elena showed up with her pink phone case, with her enormous heart, with her compassion that saved me. It's not romance. We're both too old and too tired for that. It's something better. It's true friendship, the kind that doesn't need words to understand. Michael Ramirez came to visit last month. He brought his girlfriend, a nice girl, studying to be a doctor. Mr. Julian, did you know your story was seen by 40 million people? 40 million? He showed me the numbers on his phone, shares, views, comments from the US, Colombia, Argentina, Spain, all over the world. Your story changed the conversation, Mr. Julian. People are talking more about elder abandonment. There are new laws being proposed, campaigns, all because you spoke up. I smiled. It doesn't matter, Michael. What matters is that Mason is okay, that he's safe, that he knows his grandpa loves him. The rest is just noise. Michael hugged me. My dad would be so proud of you, of what you did for me, of everything. I cried on the shoulder of that 8-year-old kid who saved my life with a picture, with a story, with his loyalty to his father's memory. I bought a little house on the beach, small, 2 bedrooms, tiny kitchen, but it has a view of the sea, and it has peace. That's all I need now. Peace. Mason and I spend the weekends. There, I'm teaching him how to fish, just like I taught his uncles and his aunt when they were kids. I'm teaching him how to fix small engines, how to sand wood, how to weld. These are a man's skills, Mason. Skills no one can ever take from you. He learns fast. He has good hands, like mine when I was young. Sometimes he looks at me with those Josephine eyes and asks, "Grandpa, do you think Dad will ever change?" I don't know, kiddo. That's up to him. And will you forgive him? I sigh. Maybe someday, when it hurts less. And it's the truth. Maybe someday, but not today. Today, it still hurts too much. Today, I still see that ship sailing away every time I close my eyes. You know what I learned in all this, that the sea always gives back what is yours. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes months, sometimes years, but it always comes back. My children threw me in the water, thinking I would drown, thinking a 8-year-old man couldn't survive alone in a foreign country. But they forgot something important. They forgot who I am. I am Julian Morgan Reed. I built ships for 45 years. I sailed through storms. I saved lives. I built an empire from nothing. I am an old sea dog, and sea dogs, even when they're old, even when their knees are tired and their hearts are broken, they always know how to swim back to shore. They always find their way home. They always survive because we carry the sea in our blood, and the sea never abandons its own. Never. And you? Would you trust again after something like that? Or are there betrayals that kill something forever? How would you forgive the one who gave you life if that person left you for dead? If this story touched your heart, leave me a comment down below. Tell me, what would you do in my place? Like, share with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe to the channel, William's Revenge Stories, because every day we tell a story that deserves to be heard. A life that deserves to be remembered. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this journey. Thank you for crying with me. End.com. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next story.